Winding resistance values vary depending on the transformer design and the manufacturer's specifications. However, there are general guidelines. For primary winding resistance, which is typically expressed in milliohms, a normal acceptable range is 0.5 to 2.5 milliohms. Higher resistance can indicate loose connections or damage. For secondary winding resistance, also expressed in milliohms, a normal acceptable range is 0.1 to 0.5 milliohms. Lower resistance typically indicates a lower number of turns or a higher copper cross-section. A voltage ratio test is conducted to verify the turns ratio between the primary and secondary windings. A normal acceptable range is within plus or minus 1% of the nominal turns ratio. Winding resistance values should be taken at the transformer's rated temperature. Dirty or oxidized connections can increase resistance values. Winding resistance should be stable and not vary significantly over time. It's important to consult the manufacturer's guidelines and specifications for the specific transformer being tested to obtain the most accurate acceptable values. When performing winding resistance measurements, several factors can influence the results. Firstly, temperature plays a crucial role. The resistance of copper, which is the most common winding material, changes with temperature. Therefore, it is essential to record the temperature at which the measurements are taken and to correct the resistance values to a standard reference temperature, typically 20 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Correction formulas are available to adjust the measured resistance based on the temperature difference. Secondly, the type of instrument used for measurement is also significant. A microohmmeter is the preferred instrument for measuring winding resistance due to its ability to accurately measure very low resistance values in the milliohm range. Ensure that the instrument is calibrated and properly connected to the transformer windings. Thirdly, connection methods can affect the accuracy of the measurements. Use 4-point Kelvin connections to eliminate the resistance of the test leads from the measurement. This involves using separate pairs of leads for current injection and voltage measurement. The current leads are connected to the outer terminals, while the voltage leads are connected to the inner terminals close to the winding terminals. Fourthly, the transformer tap position can influence the winding resistance. If the transformer has taps, the winding resistance will vary depending on the tap position. Therefore, record the tap position during the measurement and compare the results with the manufacturer's data for the specific tap. Fifthly, prior to taking measurements, ensure that the transformer is de-energized and isolated from the power system. This is essential for safety and to prevent damage to the measuring instrument. Discharge any stored energy in the windings before connecting the microohmmeter. Sixthly, when interpreting the winding resistance measurements, compare the results with the manufacturer's specifications or baseline data from previous tests. Significant deviations from the expected values may indicate winding faults, such as shorted turns or open circuits. Also, compare the resistance values of similar windings, such as the three phases of a three-phase transformer. Differences between phases can also indicate winding problems. Seventhly, consider the transformer's history and operation conditions. Over time, the insulation in the windings can degrade, leading to increased leakage current and changes in winding resistance. High operating temperatures, overload conditions, and exposure to moisture or contaminants can accelerate this degradation process. Therefore, it is important to consider the transformer's age and operating history when evaluating the winding resistance measurements. In addition to winding resistance measurements, the turns ratio test is another important diagnostic test for transformers. The turns ratio is the ratio of the number of turns in the high voltage winding to the number of turns in the low voltage winding. This ratio should be equal to the ratio of the voltages on the two windings. The turns ratio test is performed by applying a voltage to one winding and measuring the voltage on the other winding. The turns ratio is then calculated by dividing the applied voltage by the measured voltage. This test can be performed using a turns ratio meter, which is a specialized instrument designed for this purpose. The turns ratio test is used to verify the integrity of the transformer windings and to detect shorted turns or open circuits. A significant deviation from the expected turns ratio can indicate a winding fault. The turns ratio test should be performed at multiple tap positions to ensure that the turns ratio is correct at all taps. The acceptable tolerance for the turns ratio is typically plus or minus 0.5%. However, the manufacturer's specifications should be consulted for the specific transformer being tested. When performing the turns ratio test, it is important to ensure that the applied voltage is within the specified range for the test. Applying too high a voltage can damage the transformer windings, while applying too low a voltage can result in inaccurate measurements. The test voltage should be applied for a sufficient amount of time to allow the voltage to stabilize before taking measurements. The measurement should be taken with a high accuracy voltmeter. The voltmeter should be calibrated and properly connected to the transformer windings. The connection should be made as close as possible to the winding terminals to minimize the effect of lead resistance. The turns ratio test should be performed with the transformer de-energized and isolated from the power system. This is essential for safety and to prevent damage to the measuring instrument. The transformer should be discharged of any stored energy in the windings before connecting the turns ratio meter. The turns ratio test results should be compared with the manufacturer's specifications or baseline data from previous tests. Significant deviations from the expected turns ratio may indicate winding faults, such as shorted turns or open circuits. Also, the turns ratio should be compared at different tap positions to ensure that the turns ratio is correct at all taps. It is important to consider the transformer's history and operating conditions when evaluating the turns ratio test results. Over time, the insulation in the windings can degrade, leading to changes in the turns ratio. High operating temperatures, overload conditions, and exposure to moisture or contaminants can accelerate this degradation process. Therefore, it is important to consider the transformer's age and operating history when evaluating the turns ratio test results. The winding resistance test and the turns ratio test are both important diagnostic tests for transformers. These tests can help to identify winding faults such as shorted turns, open circuits, and insulation degradation. By performing these tests on a regular basis, it is possible to detect problems early and prevent costly failures. It is important to consult the manufacturer's specifications and to follow proper testing procedures when performing these tests. Safety precautions should always be taken when working with electrical equipment. Always de-energize and isolate the transformer before performing any tests. Use properly rated test equipment and follow all safety guidelines. By following these guidelines, it is possible to safely and effectively perform winding resistance and turns ratio tests on transformers. In addition to the test already mentioned, insulation resistance testing, also known as mega testing, is another crucial diagnostic procedure for transformers. This test measures the resistance of the insulation between the windings and ground, and between different windings. High insulation resistance indicates healthy insulation, while a low insulation resistance suggests insulation degradation, which could lead to failures. The mega test applies a high direct current voltage, typically 500 volts to 5000 volts, to the insulation and measures the resulting current. The insulation resistance is then calculated using Ohm's law. The test duration is usually 1 minute or 10 minutes, and the polarization index, which is the ratio of the 10-minute resistance to the 1-minute resistance, can provide further insights into the insulation condition. Factors affecting insulation resistance measurements include temperature, humidity, and surface contamination. High temperatures and humidity levels tend to decrease insulation resistance. Therefore, it's important to record these environmental conditions during the test and correct the measurements to a standard reference temperature. Surface contamination, such as dust or oil, can also lower insulation resistance readings. Clean the transformer bushings and surrounding areas before performing the mega test. When interpreting mega test results, compare the readings with previous test data and manufacturer's recommendations. A sudden drop in insulation resistance or low polarization index indicates a potential problem. It's also important to consider the transformer's age and operating history. Older transformers typically have lower insulation resistance values than newer transformers. Regular Megger testing helps track the insulation condition over time and identify trends that may indicate developing problems. Furthermore, frequency response analysis, also known as FRA, is an advanced diagnostic technique used to assess the mechanical integrity of transformer windings. This method involves injecting a sinusoidal voltage signal into the transformer winding and measuring the frequency response of the winding. Any changes in the winding geometry, such as winding deformation or core movement, will alter the frequency response. FRA measurements are typically performed over a wide frequency range from a few hertz to several megahertz. The resulting frequency response is compared with a baseline measurement taken when the transformer was new or in good condition. Differences between the current and baseline FRA signatures indicate potential mechanical problems. FRA is a sensitive technique that can detect even small changes in the winding geometry. It is particularly useful for identifying winding deformation caused by short-circuit forces or transportation damage. FRA measurements require specialized equipment and expertise. The interpretation of FRA results can be complex and requires a thorough understanding of transformer design and behavior. FRA is often used in conjunction with other diagnostic tests such as winding resistance turns ratio and insulation resistance measurements to provide a comprehensive assessment of transformer condition. Dissolved gas analysis, DGA, is another valuable diagnostic tool for transformers. DGA involves analyzing the gases dissolved in the transformer oil. The type and concentration of these gases can provide information about the condition of the transformer and the presence of potential faults. Common gases analyzed in DGA include hydrogen, methane, ethane, ethylene, acetylene, carbon monoxide, and carbon dioxide. The presence of certain gases, such as acetylene, indicates high-energy arcing faults. Other gases, such as ethylene, suggest thermal faults. The rate of gas generation can also provide information about the severity of the fault. DGA is a non-invasive technique that can be performed on energized transformers. Oil samples are typically taken from the transformer and sent to a laboratory for analysis. The DGA results are compared with established guidelines and historical data to assess the transformer's condition. DGA is a powerful tool for detecting incipient faults and preventing catastrophic failures. By monitoring the dissolved gas levels over time, it is possible to identify trends and take corrective action before a major problem develops. The double power factor test, also known as the insulation power factor test, is yet another diagnostic technique employed to evaluate the condition of transformer insulation. This test measures the power factor of the insulation, which is the cosine of the angle between the applied voltage and the resulting current. A low power factor indicates healthy insulation, while a high power factor suggests insulation degradation. The double test is typically performed at various frequencies and voltages. The results are compared with historical data and manufacturer's specifications to assess the insulation's condition. The double test can detect various insulation problems such as moisture contamination, aging, and deterioration due to thermal or electrical stress. It is a valuable tool for identifying transformers that are at risk of failure due to insulation breakdown. Implementing a comprehensive transformer maintenance program that includes regular diagnostic testing is crucial for ensuring the reliable operation of power systems. By monitoring the condition of transformers over time, it is possible to detect potential problems early and take corrective action before they lead to costly failures. A well-designed maintenance program should include a combination of the diagnostic tests described above, as well as regular visual inspections, oil sampling, and other preventive maintenance procedures. The frequency of testing should be based on the transformer's age, operating conditions, and criticality to the power system. In addition to diagnostic testing, proper transformer installation and operation are essential for maintaining its long-term reliability. Transformers should be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations and relevant industry standards. Proper ventilation and cooling are essential to prevent overheating. Overload conditions should be avoided, as they can accelerate insulation degradation. Regular maintenance, including cleaning and tightening connections, is also important. Finally, it is important to keep accurate records of all transformer maintenance and testing activities. These records provide a valuable historical record of the transformer's condition and can be used to track trends and identify potential problems. The records should include the date of the test results, and any corrective actions taken. By following these guidelines, it is possible to maximize the reliability and lifespan of transformers and ensure the reliable operation of power systems.